vocal comping. That's what this video is all about, vocal comping. Good then. I'm Keeonra. G'day. And welcome to Keeonra Music. This is another Songtember video. And if you don't know about Songtember, then all the clicky bits are in the description below. And look, while you're there, if you like videos on singing, song production, music production, singing, songwriting, and music psychology is my other field of interest, then do the like and the subscribe. Ring the cowbell, like stuff. Vocal comping is what I'm going to be doing today. Join me if you wish in this video. It's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride and you're going to hear some dry vocals. They're mine from the previous video that I recorded. 7 takes. Some were okay. Some were needing vast improvements, shall we say. But I'm always learning. I like to learn and I like to get better at what I do. So join me on this one. And I won't bore you with all of it. I'll cut bits out, but I'll introduce you to what the project is at the moment, where it stands, and then we'll add some vocals. And then in the next video, we're going to look at doing some mixing and using some of Isotope's products, because I'm new and I don't understand it all. So it's a good tool to use for beginners. Some of you might be thinking, well, that's cheating. I say it enables me to do this sort of stuff because I've got no clue. But I'm learning. I'm still learning. And while we've got tools at hand, we may as well take full advantage of what's available and the technology. So let's just dive in and get stuck into it. Vocal comping. So here we are in Cakewalk, and you can see all my instruments are there. And at the bottom, we've now got lead vocals, and there's my 7 takes. The 7 take lanes are all there. And nice, healthy waveforms. Not too big, not too small. Just right, I think. And if you've seen my previous videos, you would have heard a little bit of this. So that's the instrumental part of it. Now we want to add the vocals, and you don't hear the vocals because they're on multiple take lanes. So the way that we hear them in Cakewalk is we have to select one and select shift space, and we will hear that particular track. And if we want to hear different tracks, then we use the arrow keys up and down to go to different take lanes.
I am grateful for the flowers and the trees, even though they make me sneeze. I am grateful.
Go down a track.
I'm grateful.
That's a different take.
For nature all around, avoiding poop upon the ground. I'm grateful.
The words are great.
I'm grateful.
So you get the idea. So you go up and down. But it's a bit hard to work out which one's better. So what vocal comping is all about is to actually make those waveforms a lot larger so we can see them better. And we'll do that. And we'll move along and we can actually see the phrasing in there in that regard. So what we do is we cut it up carefully and we put our mouse over the track until it comes up with that little symbol you can see there. and we can drag and drop and stop. We drag it over all of the tracks, go down 7 tracks, and we cut it up like that. And then we can compare that phrase to all of the others, the 7 takes, and pick which phrase is the best. So that's what I'm going to do, is just carefully and fairly quickly make all those cuts, and I won't bore you with doing the whole song. I'll stop recording and I'll return when I have come to the end of that process. Oh, by the way, if you want to know more about this, I'll put not descriptions, clicky bits, the links to clicky bits in the description for Mike from Creative Source and also Lorene from the Produce Aisle. They've done a couple of videos on how to do that. So I'm not going to go into the how to, I'm just going to get to it. But check out their videos, and they've done a great explanation of how to do it, and that's where I learned how to do it as well. So I'll see you shortly. All right, so we're nearly at the end. As you can see, I've turned the snap off so I can move this quite freely and it doesn't snap to a point, which is kind of handy because we're looking at very minute bits of waveforms. Just like that. You can see this one, bit of a blunder there for that one. I will fix that afterwards. But I've just gone through and carefully done this because even while this main waveform looks like there's a bit of a break there, at some point I decided to sing through, and I'm not going to check it now. So I'm going to treat all of this last bit of the end of the chorus and the outro as one bit and leave a fair bit of the tail on the end just for those little bit of niceties that you get, a bit of vibrato, etc. at the end. Might be hanging on that I can't necessarily see, but you can certainly hear. And there we have it. So I've done all the choppy bits. I'm sure there's a technical term for that, but let's call it choppy bits for now. And we can go back to the beginning. I like pink. You can tell, right? So main vocals are pink. That's all been chopped up. Look at that. And what I'm going to do now, before I do anything else, save it. I'm going to save it. Definitely save it. Save there. Now, what I'm also going to do, I'm not going to play that back to you, because what you'll do is I could, because I'll demonstrate what you'll actually hear. 7 versions of me. All at once.
I'm grateful for the flowers and the trees, even though they make me sneeze. I'm grateful.
And we don't want that. So there is more to this than just choppy bits. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take copies of this track and all of the recordings, one as a backup in case I completely stuff something up in the process and it's too hard to go back to. I can then just start with a clean track. But also I want to take different lanes depending on the tracks. And 2 of them, one to be panned left, one to be panned right for the stereo effect. What I found in the past, and a lot of people actually will record the lead vocals and then they'll do all this and then they'll go back, listen to those lead vocals and then record the second and third versions of the lead vocals, one to pan left, one to pan right, but a lot lower. So you just hear it, so it just widens it, rather than using. And there are plugins that you can use that replicates that type of feel and sound, etc. So that is an alternative. But this is something that Mike from Creative Source demonstrated on one of or a couple of his videos, and it seems to have worked well for other things that I've worked on, and so I do that. But I'm usually pretty consistent, as you just heard from that little bit there, that I usually sing consistently. So I only have to do one recording session and then use bits and pieces of that and it's the slight variations that gives it the width without you actually noticing it, but still having the main vocals present and up front. So I'll just do that and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so I've gone through and I've duplicated the main vocals track, changed the icon, changed color, named it left and also right, and just in case backup track as well, which I can delete later. So that's all okay. And so what I'll do now is I'll save it, because that's very important, and I'll save it as, okay, Jade Star, if you're watching, don't look at what the number is now, but we're up to version 26. I save a lot. I change one or two things and then I just save, just in case, because I can always delete the old ones later. But if I don't save it, it's lost. And everything I'm doing takes a little bit of time because I'm still very new, and that's okay. I'm learning what to do here. All right. I'm going to persist because it's cool. All right, so let's have a look at the take lanes make sure we're on the right one. So Vox lead and our little Viking lady there, who is an awesome singer. Me, on the other hand, not too sure. And here we're going to listen to my dry vocals yet again. I apologise, and if you do actually have any bleeding from the ears, please see your medical practitioner and ask him what may be skyward. That's another video for another day. About a bunny with some ears. It's all about singing. Go check it out on my channel. It's good. All right, so for comping, I'm going to make this a little bit wider so we can zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to click on the first bit there, and we do shift space, and you'll be able to hear nothing but me. I won't make you listen to all of this. Again, just a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll arrow down so I can pick out the best take. And then when we find the best take, we hit enter. I'll demonstrate now.
I am grateful. I am grateful.
And it just repeats.
I am grateful.
So in saying that, it's going to get really old really fast. So let's put the playhead up here. Move that over. Let's just quickly go through the first bit. And we'll go down and we'll find one that works.
I am grateful. 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 I am grateful.
Maybe the first one. All right, so what we can do is once we've found the one we like, we hit enter.
I am grateful.
Then we just the right arrow.
Flowers and the trees.
The right arrow goes to the next bit that we've cut out. And then we go up and down and we hit enter until we've picked the best ones that we think are all okay. Now, keep in mind, there is no compression, there is no reverb, there is nothing on these vocals, so they are just raw and uncut and pretty ghastly from what I can hear. So, you know, with a lot of assistance and a little help from Melodyne perhaps on occasion if I go probably too sharp. For years and years I went flat, and so worked really hard to not go flat, and I think I've overcompensated over the years, and now all I do is sing sharp. So, but anyway, so that's another video, perhaps another time. We'll see what happens, but I'll go and continue this, and I'll see you at the other end of the song and see where I'm at. All right, hopefully we've got something that's okay-ish. All right, see you soon. Well, this has been fun. Thanks for coming back, although it was only a second ago, wasn't it? Anyway, time-space continuum. Interesting. Anyway, I've done the whole song now, and I really am sick of hearing my own voice. I've got the last little bit to do. I've listened to all of these a few times now, and I will let you listen to the last little bit of the last chorus and the outro. There are some wonky notes. There are some sharp notes and some flat notes and some just horrible things and sounds that are ghastly. But out of the 7 takes, there's one that's okay-ish and 2 that haven't sounded like the neighbour's cat's dying a slow and horrible death. So we're going to go with those, but I will let you listen to all of them just to let you know that even myself, as someone who has been singing for many, many years, need some singing lessons. More practice. Just lots and lots of practice. But anyway, let's listen to these. We'll listen to each one and we'll pick the ones that work, and then I'll talk some more about my process.
In a name, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful.
That was horrible.
In a name, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful.
Not too bad.
In a name,
Yuck.
I am grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Just before that, I was actually laughing in that take, so that didn't work.
In a name, I am grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
That's the one I like so far.
In a name, I am grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. In a name, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. In a name, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful.
So it's between take, I think 4, 5, and 7 are okay. I don't know which one for the main one. Let's listen to them again and let's decide, because I'm a bit over it. Okay.
In a name, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful.
No.
In a name, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful.
Let's try 7.
In a name, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful.
So I've picked 7 for that. And what I've done, and I'll show you the rest of the track in a minute, is I've gone down, as I've picked the one I think is the better of the worst bunch. Then I've gone down to the left and right copies that I made previously, and I've gone, okay, which one did I pick for that? That was 7. I know that 4 and 5 are okay for the others. If there's one that lines up beforehand, so there's a bit of consistency, then I've matched it if if take one was the better one of this bit, then I'd pick one for this track so it's more consistent as far as levels and singing and tone and everything else, but it's not. So let's look at this one. This one I've gone with take 6. So what I'll do is I'll just pick 4 and 5 out of this, just double check.
In a meme, I am grateful. I am grateful. I'm grateful.
Okay, so 4 for that one and 5 for this one.
In a meme, I am grateful. I'm grateful.
I'm going to stop it there because I've put you through enough torture. That's just ghastly. Ugh. But what I'll do now is I'll close the take lanes. Ignore the bottom one. That is simply as a backup. There's the main one. So what we've got now is we've got it all sliced and diced. It's ironic, really, that I feel very grateful because I'm doing a song called I Am Grateful. But I am grateful for people like Mike from Creative Source and Lorene from the Produce Aisle, for they have done amazing, wonderfully great tutorials and YouTube videos, because I had completely forgotten what to do next in Cakewalk to get my vocal comping right. And I tried to struggle a little bit to do it by myself and got it completely wrong. And then I actually got it right and thought it was wrong. And then I had to rewatch bits of their videos again just to make sure that I was actually doing it right. And there's a couple of ways of doing it right. So I will just quickly go through those. And in the clicky bits down below, there's links to their videos, which you can look at your leisure if you're a cakewalk type person or a cakewalker. Lorene's videos are really good. She does cake stumbles. I'm barely doing a cake crawl at the moment, so it's a little bit painful, but I'll quickly show you what needs to be done. Okay. So I'm back over here, and what needs to be done now that we've actually picked out all of our bits? We highlight them all. This is one way to do it. We can delete muted clips, right click again, flatten comp. You can actually bounce to clips, and Lorene goes into details on her video, the pros and cons about that. So I won't go into that in detail here. Let's just get this done so we can have a listen, okay? Get rid of those. Do that. Bingo, bango, bongo. I haven't got bongos in this track. That could have been interesting. Maybe the next song I do will have bongos and a cowbell. Delete muted clips. Flatten the comp. Fingers crossed. Hope for the best. And we've muted the backup track, which I left unmuted and wondered why there were so many of my voices coming through. Still learning, making lots of mistakes. Anyway, let's save that. I'm actually going to delete this particular version because I've got other stuff I want to do, and who knows how this will turn out. So let's take a listen. On that happy note, until then and a bit more, stick around, have a listen. There'll be clicky bits, and get rid of my face off the screen and just enjoy. It's my demo, I guess. Yay!
I am grateful for the flowers and the trees, even though they make me sneeze. I am grateful for nature all around, avoiding poop upon the ground. I am grateful for falling off the staying